They are so fun, just perfect for the kitchen.
Yep. Just very delicious. We've curated the best selection of cooking gifts for the chef, the cook, the foodie in your life. I'm Nicola from Sous Chef. I'm the founder, and I'm here today with Holly, our food editor. She's worked in the national press. She had a column once called Holly's Trolley, which I think is awesome. And for the last few years, she's been curating our gift guides with our Christmas catalogue and helping really pick out the items which will make a difference. So Holly,
Great.
where are we going to start?
So there's obviously so much to choose from Sous Chef that I've divided it into 5 nice categories. Delicious things, beautiful collector's items, gifts for the impossible chef to buy for, some seasonal gifts, and then some really quick, easy gifting under £20. The first thing that I had to choose are our Fabbri Amarena cherries.
Yep.
You'll see them here. First up, the jar is so beautiful. It's this beautiful opaline sort of milky porcelain with this lovely iconic design on it.
Ooh.
They are beautiful, syrupy, dark, candied cherries. We see here they've got this beautiful syrup on them. Delicious on ice cream, panna cotta, cheesecake, also in a glass of fizz. So if we take one out and drop one into a glass of fizz.
Cheers.
Cheers. Today I thought I'd bring one of our most giftable, which is this beautiful range from Galantino in Puglia.
Mm-hmm. And the reason I love this is it's phenomenal Puglian oil grove that they handpick all their olives. It's very, very high quality production. They do a lot of PGI, protected geographic origin oils. And so they're really intense, ultra high in polyphenols, very strong and peppery, just very delicious. So not only is the bottle beautiful and will last you forever, but it's also great tasting. I brought another fun oil actually because I couldn't resist sneaking it in. But it's in this special jar that's in the shape of the oil bottles that athletes in the Olympic Games in ancient Greece used to oil their bodies with.
Which is great.
Which is not necessarily what you think about with food oil, but it is a Greek olive oil and it's extremely high quality olive oil.
And it's brilliant that both of these are in opaque bottles, which is obviously brilliant for the oil itself, so the best way to keep it. So after olive oil, of course, we need some delicious balsamic. Mm-hmm. And again, at Sous Chef, I think we like to think of ourselves as the home of really good balsamic vinegar.
Yep.
So I bought a very special bottle from Giusti, who are fantastic balsamic makers. Mm-hmm. I know you've gone to visit them.
I have.
And they have a range of different balsamics of different age and different intensity. This is their red label, which is one of their finest, I think. It tastes absolutely delicious. And I've also brought along a vermouth, which is a new thing for them, and also having a bit of a moment. And if you're looking for an alternative to a bottle of wine, it feels like a really lovely thing to bring that's just got a bit more story behind it. And I think these are beautiful bottles. They just look absolutely lovely, something really special. All you need to do is tie a ribbon around and it's a really... So you'll see just how beautifully syrupy and thick it is.
And this is one of their older ones, but they've also got 4 years, 8 years, and so on. And funnily enough, with balsamic vinegar, you're not allowed to write the age on the label if it's a proper PGI balsamic vinegar, which this is, of course. Can I taste it?
Please do.
That's totally different from a normal balsamic vinegar you might be used to from a supermarket. It's ultra thick, it's really balanced, very kind of sweet, but also quite sharp. It really just touches every part of the taste buds in your mouth.
So next, I bought some tinned fish, which sounds very humble. In the food world, we'll know that tinned fish is having a moment. Yep. Sardines are in, and we have an awful lot to choose from at Sous Chef. I mean, I think first up, the really fun thing is that they just look so beautiful.
Look amazing.
They look absolutely lovely. You barely need to do anything. Fantastic for little small gifts, maybe like end of term presents for a teacher, or anything like small and just thoughtful.
As the difference between a premium box of tinned fish and normal tinned fish is the time of year they're caught. So they only catch the sardines and the mackerel in the summer months when they're the fattiest. And then they keep them and they will age them for much longer. So they might be aged for 6 to 12 months. And so actually you do get a very different product when you're buying some of these higher quality ones than you would if you're just buying an ordinary tin of sardines or mackerel. And you can see that when you open each of the cans. You can really see the piece of fish. It's a great gift.
So the next thing is a beautiful selection of tins of spices, peppers, salts, sugars from our world spice supplier. Terre Exotique has this fantastic range, and for me this is a really exciting thing where you can really mix and match depending on how the person you're buying for likes to cook. So I've been thinking about the bakers in my life who might like the speculoos blend. Exactly, they're just beautiful spices.
It's so intensely aromatic.
And there's all sorts, so from whole chilies and blends like this. It's called Crazy Sugar, but it's an absolutely beautiful mix. Have a smell of that. It's absolutely lovely.
I can smell the pepper. That's got cocoa, maple syrup, tonka bean, soporifery pepper, vanilla. So these are all types of peppers that you probably have never heard of, but really make a very big difference.
And the best thing I think is that they're all in tins, so that you know that your flavours are being preserved in the best way possible, and they look beautiful together.
This is the passionberry, isn't it? I just spotted it. I love this.
You open the tin and you're just hit by a smell of
that would be
beautiful
incredible in
passion
cocktails.
fruit. Absolutely amazing. And for anyone who thinks that pepper is pepper, these are the ingredients to really open your eyes to a whole new world of flavour. I think they're incredibly exciting. First up, we have this truly beautiful presentation dome from the Italian designers Ichendorf Milano. And perhaps continuing the tin fish theme, I just think that this guy he's just extraordinary. He's absolutely beautiful. You can bring him out on every occasion. It's a present that's going to make someone smile. You might put a little display of brownies in there, or maybe beautifully made macarons, a bunch of grapes. I mean, really, it's a cheese, something to have displayed at all times in your kitchen to spark joy. And then next up, these Murano glasses, which are just beautifully decorated with the blown glass effect. We're seeing these everywhere. They're having a moment. They're so fun because you can mix and match different colours together or have a uniform set. They are so beautiful.
Yeah, and very iconically Italian as well.
Iconically Italian and very tactile. They've got lovely grooves for your fingers. These are horn spoons made by a beautiful, amazing designer called Sarah Petherwick. Horn, like caviar, is the only way to enjoy the real flavour of a boiled egg. I bought a set of Artisan chopsticks. So these are truly beautiful, I think. One of the most tactile things that we have at Sous Chef. They are designed from beginning to end by a single maker, and they come with a little rest.
That's a lovely gift for someone who enjoys Japanese food, whether they make it themselves or they buy takeaway.
And then lastly, in my collector's item is the Allday knife. So Allday is a knife brand designed by a chef called Hugo in the UK. And he has put together a beautiful combination of a blade that is truly chef's qualities, but he also uses waste plastic from the food industry. And they come in these really fun, this is the fruit salad design, really fun colours. You can also get a green one. They're beautifully weighted, like a really fantastic tool. And what I have brought now are more gadgety, chefy gifts for the cook who has everything, perhaps. And first up is the chef's press. I love that they are so simple. It's never going to break. It's going to last forever. It's a weighted press for getting a really fantastic sear on a steak or bacon or vegetables if you're grilling. And the clever thing is that they have the vents to allow steam to escape, which means you really get a fantastic sear. The Gestura spoon. So you might think a spoon, what is there to it? But this is really a beautifully designed object. It is a perfect level tablespoon for liquids or flour or ingredients like that. And it's got this beautiful long stem, so it's fantastic for scooping down and tasting while you're cooking. But really the thing is that the end is a precision drizzle tip. So almost like having a pipette, you can sort of dress your plates beautifully. And it really is a chef's tool. The stone journal and the stone notebook is fantastic. It is made from limestone. The pages, these crisp pages, you write on with a pencil or a pen, and they are splash and grease-proof, so just perfect for the kitchen.
Are we going to spill your wine over it and just see?
Shall we?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Ready?
Right, let's mop that up. And the pages haven't even wrinkled.
Next up is something that really is for the chef who has everything, and it is a champagne sabre.
It's beautiful. And it's actually from Lakrids, which you probably know the knives, with the B on the end, on the blade. I mean, it's a real, true handmade knife.
French maker. It's not a gimmick. It's actually a very beautifully made thing that will be handed down through generations. Okay, and then the last thing is the Sous Chef
bag of everything.
Cult collection. So we have done the thinking for you, basically, and put together a fantastic selection of ingredients that are the ones used by top chefs in Michelin kitchens all over the world. The range is a really lovely mix of sweet, savoury, things like our black salt, which is just fantastically versatile, use it every day. This Vermouth, which is a beautiful, beautiful product from Australia, from Maggie Beer. Forum
Chardonnay vinegar. It's really unique because it has half part grape juice as well as the vinegar, as that makes it even more delicious, very sweet sour. It's a really beautiful product. Coconut cream for making a pina colada. It's what bartenders use all over the world to make the perfect pina colada. Incredible risotto rice from Italy.
And it's aged. I didn't really realise what a difference aging rice makes to the flavour and the texture. So it's a great selection, all in one go. So next I bought some ideas for seasonal gifts.
Yeah. So the Italians are really incredible at cakes for almost any time of year. At Christmas it's panettone. At Easter it's columba. Year round actually you could look for something called a filone. And I'm just going to open one to show you. So these panettone travel a long way. They always have to have the wrapper. You wouldn't want it without, because actually they keep for quite a long time. And the types of things that I would look for, the weight's really great. It's nice and heavy. It's filled with really high quality ingredients. It's got a very high butter percentage. You can smell the fruit. And you can see that with a really good panettone, if it's at room temperature, if your kitchen's very cold, you might want to warm it up a little bit first. But it tears in these long strips, almost like a mozzarella. It's really nice. It's always delicious, this panettone.
Next up on our
some other things, specifically
seasonal
Christmas.
gifting,
Yeah.
are some fun baubles. So the new collector's item, and I bought a selection of all sorts of different types. We have slightly more tongue-in-cheek ones, such as this huge jar of mayonnaise, and accompanying baguette.
It's a furry prawn.
Very sweet felted furry prawn with a little festive hat. On the slightly more elegant end, this beautiful crafted Milano, Ichendorf Milano snail
From
glass
Italian
bauble.
designers, it's lovely.
So baubles, they're just a fun way to bring something that's light-hearted and will be enjoyed for years.
So you've also got licorice, and that's from Lakrids, which is an incredible producer in Denmark, and they always have seasonal editions. So they always this beautiful piece of licorice inside, surrounded by chocolate, which makes it a little bit sweeter, and then the crunchy shell on the outside. And that means that even people who don't think they like licorice tend to love them, because that crunch on the outside plus the chocolate really complements the licorice.
Next up in our seasonal gifting range is this Francois Doucet chest. They are confectioners in Provence, in the south of France. So here we have the chocolate olives, which are in fact chocolate-covered almonds.
I think these might be either lemon or passion fruit, little chocolate spheres. I think these are, sorry, those are nuts as well. Caramelised nuts, pralines.
So beautiful fruit jellies.
These are almost like fancy Maltesers. Those are my husband's favourites.
Delicious.
What's in the bottom drawers?
Some really incredible fruit jellies. These are
I'm going to take a few of these out
delicious.
because they're the massive pâte de fruits, which is really famous in France. And then the last drawer, some more caramelised almonds.
So it's a beautiful
Covered in
selection. First up is this fabulous tea towel. I just love it.
All the favourite brands in the fridge.
All the favourite brands. It's so bright, it's fun, it's really good quality cotton as well, designed in the UK.
Tea towels are a really nice gift.
Okay, and then next up is this Pommery Royal mustard. So Pommery is a really fabulous mustard brand. It's one of the originals from Meaux in France, and the Royale is really their most fabulous blend.
It's with cognac.
With cognac.
Yeah. And it has this gorgeous wax seal. You have to break off gently the wax around the edge before you can open it with a spoon. There we go. So that's the mustard, and it's this gorgeous whole grain mustard inside.
It's a really beautiful ingredient. Next up, something a little different. These are really fabulous food-inspired magnets. They are so fun. There we go.
Where's that big one? There.
So we've had so much fun with these magnets. They're like lovely collector's items. They're just something fun, something tongue-in-cheek. I particularly love these pastas because the pieces of pasta are loose. So it really is a very miniature bag of pasta to have on your fridge. Next up, these are something a little bit
These
different.
always make me laugh.
So it's a little set of sardine-inspired prongs for picking up olives or something that
or
you
cherries
might...
from the jar.
cherries, exactly. In place of a toothpick that you might use. They're just really beautiful, sustainable, reusable snacking forks. Next are these fabulous truffles from La Perla. They are an Italian brand who use the most fabulous nuts and chocolate blends. These are their limoncello truffles. They're beautifully packaged. They're absolutely delicious. I've also brought these, which are also from the same company. They're salted pistachio truffles, which are worth trying now. They are so delicious, just tiny morsels of something absolutely divine. The last thing on my list are these extra long luxury matches. And I first bought these from Sous Chef, not expecting them to be quite so big. And I love my box of matches. They're just such a fun way to light candles at the table at a dinner party, like the wood burner.
And give it a go.
They're a beautiful thing.
Oh,
there we go.
Isn't that gorgeous? So, and you could write a lot of candles with that, couldn't you?
It's a fabulous gift. You barely need to wrap it. I think they're fantastic. So here we have our beautiful selection of food gifts for anyone who loves to cook or eat. So we started off with truly delicious things. Yeah. So our Fabbri cherries, olive oil, balsamic.
And the next one was collector's items. So that's things like the Ichendorf Milano glass, the Murano glassware, also these horn spoons.
And then the next thing was gifts for chefs, more gadgetry things. Yeah. Maybe the chef who has everything already. So that included the chef's press.
Yeah, my pick's probably the champagne Sabre in that one, which is extremely fun to use.
Very fun.
Seasonal gifts.
Seasonal gifts.
You know, are great for Easter, for Christmas. Always these cakes, the Italian cakes. Also things like the Francois Doucet confectionary chest. Any chocolate is always a beautiful thing.
And then we finished off with the smaller gifts that maybe little thank yous. So tea towel and
these awesome magnets. I'd love to receive any one of these items, and I really hope that you love them as much as we do. Thank you for watching.